Well, hey there, friends. I hope you're having a fantastic day out there in your gardens. It is mid-August here in South Central Pennsylvania, and it is time to do some harvesting. Not flower harvesting, flower seed harvesting. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Tonight we're going to be harvesting Dara seeds, Nigella seeds, and also Strawflower seeds. And then tomorrow my husband and I are going to harvest all our apple trees and our pear tree. It seems like the fruit is dropping a lot earlier this year, and it's just causing a mess. I think that might be why we have skunks on the property. And guess what I saw last night up in one of the cherry trees? A possum. I've never seen a possum climb before, but it was up there in the cherry tree doing goodness knows what, probably stealing a whole bunch of apples. So we're gonna just go ahead and harvest everything together tomorrow, so you get to see a little bit more of him. But let's get started by harvesting some Dara seed together. Now, what once was a beautiful bed of purple Dara is now a beautiful bed of green and brown seed heads. So I'm gonna just leave the green seed heads on to mature. A seed head that looks like this, that obviously has brown seed, but is still a little bit green on the outside, I could definitely harvest this seed right now, but ideally, I want it to be as dry as possible and as brown as possible. So let's go around here. So see this one? This is really what I'm looking for. Let's just snip that off and gather what's probably gonna end up being a few hundred Dara seeds. I'm just gonna use my hands to get the seed out of this. Look at all that seed. Tons of free flowers for next growing season. Dara looks a lot like Orlea seed, but just a little bit smaller. So I think what I'm gonna do is put them in these little packets that I purchased on Amazon a long time ago. I think I got something like 100 or 200 packets for $7. So I'll just fill up these packets with Dara seed. Now over here in the rose garden, I have a lot of Nigella seed pods. Nice and brown, ready for harvest. Let me see if I can just pull this entire plant out of the ground. That might save us a little time. When it comes to harvesting seed, the browner the pod, the better. So we'll just pop this Nigella seed head off, pour the seed right onto our plate. Beautiful black seed. And you know what? I don't even think we're going to need to buy any flower seeds for next season. I think we might just be able to replant what we're harvesting today. There it is right there. Kind of looks like poppy seeds. I'm going to go ahead and harvest some strawflower now. So here's a baby strawflower. As it matures, it shows its pollen like this, and as it gets older and produces seed, it's going to start looking like this. And once I see all this fuzz and recurved petals, that's when I can pop the head off and harvest the seed. So let's go ahead and just pop this off together. And the seed is located underneath all of this fuzz. It's actually attached to the fuzz. See that there? It kind of looks like fish food. That brown part is the seed. So let's take it over to the plate. I mean, it really does look just like something you would feed your goldfish when you were little, doesn't it? I think that's pretty good for gathering seed back here. I've also just been grabbing handfuls of Dara seed and throwing them into the driveway garden because I do want to have a really beautiful show of Dara in that garden next year, but I don't really want to go to the trouble of collecting all the seed, replanting the seed in cells, planting them out. I'd rather just grab handfuls of seed or just even grab a seed head and just chuck it back into the back of that garden. I want to see if any of this Cleome has gone to seed yet. Oh yes, yes it has. Let's collect some of this. A friend stopped over the other day and she said she wants some of these for her garden. So Cleome seed is so easy to collect, and Oh my goodness, I love the smell. It finally smells better in the garden. It took about a week, but eventually the skunk smell went away. And now here's a really tall pink one. This is taller than me. It's probably about, I don't know, it might be 6 feet tall. And you know, I'm not sure if I got this seed originally from Roars or if this is some of the seed that I got from my mom, which is from her mom's garden, which is the grandma that I always talk about. But it's such a wonderful plant. And you know, once you have it growing once in your garden, you have it forever because it just drops the seed everywhere. So I'm really just gonna collect, well, maybe like 3 or 4 pods for a friend. You can see the brown pods here at the base of the plant. All of these pods will eventually turn brown and basically explode and replant themselves all over the garden. But if you want to give some to a friend, it's so easy and fun. And you know what? Maybe we'll put some of these seeds out at the flower stand. What do you think about that, Grace? You know, before we head inside for the night, let's see if any of the Nigella has gone to seed. It actually looks like a lot of pods have formed while I was away in Villanova, PA. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at all these brown pods. Oh, they're ready to explode and go all over the gravel. Okay, we better gather these. Look at all that seed in there. Jackpot. It's so tiny. Can you see that? You know what? Let's do a little experiment together. Let me grab some of these. Okay, let me grab a bunch of these. And let's just go right here where we have this opening. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna crunch these together, let the seed fall, and let's see what pops up next year. And I'll go ahead and save some in a seed packet too. Gracie, did you find an apple? Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, you did. Mmm, delicious. I'd really like to add a free seed library to the flower stand. I'm not sure if I'll do that this year, but definitely next spring. I want to have that out there and available to people. Almost like a little free library, but a little free seed library. Hopefully I'll put some out, and then hopefully people will also donate some of their own seed. If I just put out my own seed, well, frankly, I think I'm gonna run out really quickly, but I wanna try to harvest as much seed this fall as possible so I can really get that going. And what I wanna try to find, and these are so expensive when you find them, is one of those old library card catalogs. Wouldn't that be so fun to pull up to the flower stand, and in the back of the stand where it's pretty much guaranteed to stay dry, I have a library card catalog with seeds in it, seeds from our garden that we harvested together and can give away for free. Man, I think that would be so awesome. So let me know if you're local and you see one of those card catalogs and it's under maybe, I don't know, $50, shoot me a message on Instagram and I will head over to where you are and pick that thing up because I think that would be so much fun. But it's getting dark now. Frankly, I'm getting eaten alive on my ankles by mosquitoes. So I'm gonna head inside and tomorrow I'll be working with Nick to harvest all of our apple trees. It's bound to be a good time. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Is this one of those moving pictures kind of thing? I haven't really done one of these videos before. I'm not really sure what to do with my hands. I'm kind of mostly in charge of the fruit trees because it's just, you know, I don't want Danielle to get on a ladder and with a chainsaw. This one here is a Cortland and Pink Lady, I think. If you guys have other opinions about that, please comment. And don't forget to hit the like, smash the like button, whatever the kids are saying. This right here would be a possum eating that there.
Caught it.
Or skunk, maybe, I don't know. These are some good ones right here, man.
Well, I think we're going to be harvesting apples for the entire week here at North Lawn, but it's fun to be able to work together, and Nick is always so silly. I love working with him. And speaking of working with him, last week we went up to Villanova, Pennsylvania. We went to see a concert for our anniversary, and on our way home, we stopped by a place called Appleford Estate, and I wanted to share this with you all because you can visit this gorgeous 24-acre garden for free. It's primarily used as a wedding venue, but on days when they're not hosting an event, you can just go to the gardens and walk around for free. From what we saw, there's primarily 4 formal spaces, 4 formal gardens. The first garden that we went to, oh my goodness, the hardscaping is beautiful. It's all red brick. The plantings are primarily lamb's ear, catmint, roses, and what else did I see? That might have been it. It was a really constrained plant palette and a constrained color palette. Then we walked up some stairs. This led to a garden where I'm assuming maybe they normally have a lot of chairs there because there was a lawn in the middle and it was surrounded by a perennial garden, and that looked down onto this area with all the lamb's ear. Then we walked a little bit further through a tent and we eventually hit this beautiful boxwood garden. There was a statue of a woman feeding her dog, another statue of a woman with grapes, and they had some gorgeous hydrangeas on standard in that garden. Maybe it was Pinky Winky, although it seemed a little bit too short to be Pinky Winky on standard, so I'm not sure. Then we walked past a greenhouse, which wasn't filled with anything, down by this, maybe it was like a pump house, and around, and it took us to another formal garden, which I think was probably a white garden. And as I reviewed the footage more and more, I think this particular garden with the crabapple in the middle probably peaks in late spring, because upon further review of the footage, I saw a bunch of azaleas. So I'm guessing it's an all-white garden because they had white asters, white phlox, that crabapple is probably white, and then probably white azaleas. And then we had to go. We didn't have time to tour the entire estate, but we walked down a while and we did come upon this beautiful waterfall, a creek, and we even saw a bridge in the distance. So it was really fun to travel down there. So it's definitely worth a visit. I know it's near the Morris Arboretum, and you can spend all day at the Morris Arboretum if you want. I think it's maybe $20 to get in there. But what I want to do before I say goodbye to you guys is go ahead and harvest some of these Pro Cut Plum sunflowers. I do have the flower stand set up right now, but it probably could use 1 or 2 more bouquets. So I'm just going to cut I think 3 of these. That should be good. And what I'm going to do following this video is come back and immediately replant more sunflowers in this location. I'm just going to go in between the stalks that I'll be cutting this week and place another seed there. That way I have one final sunflower succession before our first frost in late October. But friends, I'm going to wrap up today's video here. I want to wish you a fantastic day out there in your gardens. Please let me know what you're getting around to. Tell me how bad the mosquitoes are for you this year. They are pretty bad here, to be honest with you. I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, friends, have a great one. Bye.